AEW returns with its pay-per-view Sunday Night with Revolution, its annual springtime spectacular, this time in LA. The show was headlined between the World Championship match between Jon Moxley and Coke, while Timeless Tony and Mariah May concluded a year-long feud and what was dubbed a Hollywood ending with the Women's World title on the line, as well as much, much more. But we started things off on the Zero Hour card with Holly Brown and Kamala taking on Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. Despite a strong effort by the RH crew, who controlled a large part of the early half of the match, the Master Shores fought back and corking the high-flying offense that is problematic for so many teams, and with a 450 splash for the win. A showcase match, one that set the tone, and it succeeded getting the crowd and in hyped and the action for the night. But compared to the rest of the show, it's pretty pointless, so I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Daniel Garcia and the Undisputed Kingdoms then took on Shane Taylor Promotions. TNT champ Daniel Garcia teamed with Cole, O'Reilly and Strong to take on Taylor, Moriarty, Bravo and Dean. And the tension between Garcia and Cole defined this match with another showcase for the babyface side. The heels controlled momentarily, but Cole received hot tags to fire things up before he could put use to Panama Sunrise to put Moriarty away. Garcia tagged in and tapped out the RH Pure Champion to win the match for his team. A tense stare down then followed, and it seems like we're going to get a match between those two for the title at some point. And I don't think anyone would really be opposed to seeing that. We then thought we were getting a Ring of Honor Championship match between Gravity and Chris Jericho, but Jericho, attacked Gravity before this match could even happen with a baseball bat. A 3-on-1 beatdown involving Bill and Keith ensued until Bandito made the save. The numbers game proved too much, and Jericho laid out the minion in front of his siblings. Jericho didn't even spare the assault there and made him look really good as a heel, probably better than the match itself, and tells the story there going forward. So I'm not against it at all, really. The relationship between AEW and Big Boom AJ continued as Costco Guy Styles teamed up with Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe to take on MXM Collection and Johnny TV and Trey's action. It was all comedy with dancing, cookies and the RZA taking things to chase. The heels finally halted the momentum of their opponents and took over control of the match. The heat period built a hot tag to AJ, who brought the boom to the heels, and after a spot that included Mansoor powerbombing himself with Big Justice held onto his legs, the babyface scored the win off a triple powerbomb. And Righteous Gemstone Styles, Adam Devine and Tony Cavallo entered the ring afterwards and delivered a double choke slam to Mansoor to put an end to this ordeal. It wasn't great and hardly representative of what AEW does best, but I can see why they're doing it. But maybe not for the classic wrestling fan. As we then finally moved on to the main card, the rivalry between Paige and MJF began way back at Double or Nothing 2019 when the former eliminated the latter in the Casino Battle Royal, the first match in AEW. Sunday they wrote the latest chapter in a physically and emotionally intense match. MJF thought to prove he was the main character of AEW, not Paige, and even explained in frustration at one point, "Why you and not me?" Hangman answered the question in dramatic fashion, surviving a tombstone onto a steel chair at ringside to deliver the Deadeye Adam One-Winged Angel in honour of the same Christopher Daniels, whom his opponent brutally attacked and finished him off with a buckshot. A great match that meshed action and story seamlessly ended with the heart and soul of the company earning a big win in the opening match. And I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Big babyface win, and be intriguing to see where they go next. But one that feels like a much needed win for Hangman. It'd be interesting to see where MJF goes from here. Mercedes Moné then defends against Momo Watanabe the TBS title, and she narrowly escaped after a barrage of kicks that nearly ended her reign. Late in a grueling back and forth contest, Watanabe uncorked a kick that caught Moné in the chin, appearing to stun her momentarily. The CEO proved her toughness though and fought her the way back, capitalising on a momentary hiccup by Watanabe and delivering the Moné maker before tapping her out with a bank statement for the win. It wasn't always a pretty match, with a few spots being disjointed as the competitors not on the same page, but they managed to recover nicely and get the audience into it late in the match. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. A decent match, probably quite predictable, but at the same time there's some good action in there. Swerve Strickland then concluded his rivalry with Ricochet, but he also cashed his ticket to a World Championship tilt in the future. The match between the former and the World Champion and his antagonist did not live up to the blood and curves and scissor attacks that preceded it, but it did feature some great fire early on and more quality heel work from his opponent. The mid-match drama of Strickland pushing Prince Nana and infuriating his manager enough to leave him behind, only for a long-time hype man to return and attempt to steal back Jimmy Ray's robe from ringside was a nice touch and set on the finish. Great storytelling, effective character work in a red-hot crowd, and surprising physicality and the right outcome helped shape a very good match on this show. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 as we then moved on to the Continental Championship match between Okada and Brody King. Brody King made a habit of showing out in singles opportunities and did that early in his match. However, it wasn't enough to defeat the Rainmaker. King gave the legend a fight, believing his body welted and bruised from the physicality of the attack. Okada countered with underhanded tactics, catching his opponent with a title belt to the face. but Fame was putting it down for 3. Eventually he kept Kane down, delivering a Rainmaker for the pinfall victory and putting the Hellhounds behind him. The Stars didn't necessarily match, and the crowd was subdued for most of it, but it was fine for what it was. But yeah, it's just a shame to see the match that had so much potential kind of get treated like that, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin then retained their world titles against Outrunners in a match that ran pretty and probably longer than it should have been. Too often it felt like teams were rushing or on different pages, leading to disjointed or mistimed spots. A chance to retain, but one would be hard-pressed to argue this matchup would not have been better served as a quick squash to put over the aggression of their Hurt Syndicate. Regardless, Clash of Stars that results in a subpar match for both teams, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Next up was Toni Storm against Mariah May in a Hollywood ending, and yeah, it did exactly what they promised. The year-long rivalry culminated in a brutal and bloody battle that tested their wills and desire to be champ. Champ and challenger used steel chairs, tables, ring steps, glass, a champagne bottle, and the infamous shoe that starts it all, while their faces were caked in crimson masks. Ultimately, the battle spilled through the ring and up the ramp, where it concluded with Storm utilising the shoe on her prom protege, driving her through a Hollywood-inspired table with a Storm Zero for the win. After the bell, Storm lay draped over her opponent as the world's the end appeared on the video screen. This is exactly what it needs to be and what fans should have hoped for. The conclusion of Body Food, one that's been intensely personal from the moment May betrayed Storm. It ended the violence that's on display more so than other matches in AEW. A brilliant bout that worked on several levels as a legitimate match of the year contender for the drama and emotion itself. So yeah, it gets an 8 out of 10 for me. We then got the International Championship match between Omega and Takeshita. Omega's first pay-per-view appearance since 2023, defeating Takeshita has become the new champ in a grueling bout, following up on another epic match of the year contender. Omega overcame a concentrated effort by his opponent to target his stomach, from where he'd been 2 foot of intestine removed while out with diverticulitis to out-wrestle his opponent. Late as the match grew, Omega rocked Takeshita with a V-trigger and set up with a one-winged angel. The champ slipped out, but Omega caught him with a crucifix pin. Takeshita countered, but so did the best bout machine. He grabbed the leg of his opponent and finally scored the win. A smartly wrestled match that has served as an appropriate return to form for Omega, but highlighted how good Takeshita is too. An outstanding performer, and both of these are so good. And yeah, so excited to see what in Takeshita's future, even without the belt. 8 out of 10, great stuff. Moving on into the steel cage match between Ospreay and Carl Fletcher, as Will Ospreay got the win. Another bloody contest that was less impactful in that regard because of the instant classic we witnessed between Storm and May. With that being said, it was still a war of attrition between two men who stood side by side. Barbed wire screwdriver, some tracks, and an awesome Spanish fly from the top of the cage set up one last hidden blow for Ospreay and a devastating Tiger Driver 91 that finished Fletcher. This hopefully puts an end to the rivalry that runs several months, made a star of the young Aussie, and saw Ospreay at his best. It's run its course now. Both men need something different. But yeah, this was great stuff. I love the cage match, the way it all put into it. The finish, the Spanish fly was amazing. Yeah, I thought it was great. 9 out of 10. And in our main event, Jon Moxley retained the World Championship over Cope and Jet. It was a match that had no business closing the show. Slow plodding contest that never really got out of first gear and struggled to get the fans to buy in until late in the second half. For a match that was preceded by some intense brawling angles, this opted to keep a mostly low-key with only the use of exposed air arena floor and the ring steps weapons through most of it. A referee bump, an appearance by Yuta, Jay White making the save, and the introduction of steel chairs brought the crowd alive, as did spears from Cope and the possibility of a new champ. Instead, Christian Cage made his presence felt, cashing in his guaranteed title match, only to be choked out by Moxley, retained the title to groans in LA. Swerve somewhat saved it by at the end attacking Moxley, declaring him as the next challenger. On a night where nearly everything hit, this was a tone-deaf main event that shouldn't have been the top spot. Should have been replaced with Storm versus May, and it made it more palatable, but an underwhelming conclusion to a great show was a bit of a shame. But at least that stupid cage contract's gone. 6 out of 10, and overall Revolution gets 7 out of 10 from me. I thought there were a few things on the card that let it down, but on the whole I thought it was mostly really strong pay-per-view. The 3 matches we got in quick succession there before the main event were all absolutely outstanding, and yeah, I think AEW definitely is going on a bright new direction at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.